over that again. Access denied, special authority, person your breath. Because sometimes it's not exactly an hour. Anyway, I'm going to engineering. Whatever, I'm glad it's working. It's bad enough having engines go offline. The other essential systems were down, so you wouldn't stand a chance getting them all working in time, even with the chief on board. Power distribution model. There's a few battery packs hanging on it right now. Central computer contains logs of everything that happened on the ship. There'll be some useful information there I can look at. There's no one here right now. Try the central computer first. Point glance at engineering department as you approach the central computer. It doesn't let anyone has followed you, which meant you were free to spend some time investigating. The card won't have authority though. Pull Cassie's card out of your pocket and run it through the security device. Sure enough, the terminal beeps, a cheerful tone, and the door opens. Now in the small room that contains the interface with the central computer, you lay your hands on the keyboard, wondering what your course of action should be. One thing this system's good for is logging everything that happens aboard the ship. I wonder if we have any records on who went to the sickbay before me. It seems like a pretty easy way to find out who the killer is, now that I think about it. You should be able to see them enter and leave. If I find out the ship makes who killed the doctor pretty cut and dry. Let's see. Raise your hands above the keyboard before you start typing. While noticing and bite your lips, stare at the keyboard and all the various commands. Though you use a service level function in a terminal and datapad, you didn't use computers that often, and much of how they worked was a mystery to you. Never been too enthusiastic about getting grips with them, rationalizing that people were your problem, not data. On the side, you begin to enter commands, stopping every few keystrokes to delete a mistyped character, or pause and remember the correct format of a particular instruction. It takes you much longer than you'd like, but eventually you manage to pull up a long list of every time a crew member entered and exited a room. As you slowly work your way through the more recent records, you finally arrive at April 23rd, 2130, at the time when you'd gone to visit Cassie. So that was no information, sickbay, 2129. How can there be no information? There's a log right there. You've been scrolling back through the records, hoping that you can figure out who could actually is checking the crew member's activity. Could rule if somehow the data had been corrupted, or if it's possible that Vanessa had made a dummy profile somehow. As you scroll through a huge number of crew movements, you soon notice another instance of information appearing. No information, crew quarters 5, 2102, that's Cassie's cabin. With a new fervor, you begin scrolling faster and faster, spotting more entries for this mysterious individual. No information, central computer 2021, no information, engine room 1933, no information, mess hall 1910. No information, hangar 1850. That was just after Hanson and I crashed into the ship. That machine crashed in the hangar too. Continue working your way down the list, but as soon as you do, you can see no further entries belonging to anyone other than the crew. Eventually you stop, simply staring at the screen as you try to process what you've read. Without a word, you turn around, stepping out to the engineering department. It might be showing information, but the log must have been triggered by someone. Either Vanessa done something to our crew member, or given their first appearance. Pause, deep in thought about what could this mean. Gotta hurry and confront Vanessa soon. I can't let this go on much longer. As the doors to the engine room open, and you step inside. The cavernous silence that permeates the large chamber is cut through by the chief's booming voice as she yells a series of commands. Right, that colander is operational, so once the artificial bosun volume is high enough, activate the condenser unit. Yes, ma'am. Volume at 50, 60, 70, 80% of capacity. That'll do, start the condenser. Activating condenser now. You watch as Dalton applies all his strength to a huge lever, heaving it upward from its original position. The dull hum begins to fill the room, growing louder and louder as the turbines start to spin. Distortion identified in the chamber, ma'am. Keep an eye on it. I'm going to fire up the projectors. As the chief flips series switches on the control panel, she stood at the engine's rotation gathers speed, the hum that fills the room increasing alongside it. How's that distortion, cadet? Within tolerance, ma'am. I don't want it within tolerance. I want it within the optimal range. Yes, ma'am. Distortion within 15, 10, 5. Within optimal range. That's better now. Ma'am, the distortion's moving back out of. Stabilize it. I can't, ma'am. Bosun's volume's dropping in. Damn it! The chief immediately moves from the central panel over to a nearby set of digital gauges and with visible urgency begins to punch various buttons and turn valves. Still dropping, ma'am. This damn thing. The distortion's broken down, ma'am. We've lost containment of the bosuns. For hell's sake. Ease up, cadet. It's not you. Something's gotta be wrong with the condensers for the distortion to fail at that stage. Must be issues with the containment charge. I'll take a look at it. As the chief continues to mutter in technical jargon herself, Dalton immediately begins resetting levers and various other mechanical interfaces that you've seen him use. It was easy to forget that despite how nervous he always seemed, he was extremely well trained. With everything that happened, neither of the two crew members had noticed you as you walked down the set of steel steps. The tangible tension filling huge expanse of the engine room, you wonder if it's now a good time to be bothered either Chief or Dalton. You sigh and press on, even if you could find out how long it would take for them to get the engines back online, that could still be useful. Still out of action. It's not ideal having the engines offline, but the longer it takes the Chief to get them working, the longer I have to prove Cassian and Captain innocent. Just as long as another one of those machines doesn't show up, we should be alright. Chief and Dalton are hard at work getting this back online. I still don't get how these things work, so all I know messing with a single lever or switch could destroy the entire ship. I'll leave it alone. I'm gonna save. I expect because I'm taking so long to look at stuff and talk and whatnot, Hanson's gonna be outside the door when I leave. Oh well, Hanson. I play adventure games. I'm going to talk to the Chief. Need something, Lieutenant? I'm right in the middle trying to get these engines back online, so make it quick. Oh, nothing really, Chief. I was just checking out everyone, making sure it was going a whole lot better than you weren't getting them away, so butt out. Right, yes, Chief. Got enough on my plate with these injectors we're having to deal with. As you approach the cadet, you is totally unaware of the presence of Spider's steps echoing on the vast expanse of the room. Instead, its focus is fixed on some calibration or another as he constantly adjusts controls underneath a series of digital gauges. You're able to tell if he's making progress as the impact his actions are having, or is completely indiscernible to you. Hey there, cadet. Wow, Dalton, take it easy, it's just me. Oh, right, hello, ma'am, I didn't see you there, I was... Cadet, what's going on with those condensers? Sorry, ma'am, I'm just clearing up the ejectors of any... And you, Lieutenant, what are you doing bothering Cadet Grange when he's in the middle of something? Sorry, Chief, I just wanted to check how... You can check later. Right now we're trying to get those engines running. I'm getting enough brief from Captain Lord without you delaying things. Now get out of here and get on with whatever you're supposed to be doing. We've got a job to do here, so stay out of our way. Understood, Chief. Humph. That Chief strides away from you, leaving you with Dalton, who has already returned to the wall controls and resets. I guess I should leave Dalton alone. I don't think the Chief will be impressed if I bother him anymore. Got enough to take care of him anyway. Talk to Chief again. Need something, Lieutenant? I'm right in the middle trying to get these engines back aligned, so make it quick. Nothing really, I'm just checking on everything. Okay. Nothing else. I'll save. Because I didn't encounter him there. Yeah, that's one of the things with the PS4, you have to go back and to make sure. How long is that? I'm not going to Creekwood because that's where the ensigns are. Press the button, call the elevator ways, you hear the general world mode. They're coming to life somewhere. You weren't sure what to expect the sick bay, but you were confident that you were going to find evidence to prove Cassie the cat. What is it? Be down there. Going somewhere, Lieutenant? Turn around and see her leaning nonchalantly against the wall by the entrance to the Forsyth thoroughfare. I was just heading down sick bay to take a look to see if there's something that was missed. Oh yeah? Like what? Pot lazily stands upright and saunters over to you, a quizzical look on their face. Just, you know, if there was any signs or clues about what happened down there. Seemed to me that everything had been figured out. Gwyn killed the doctor, attacked you, Boy saved your life by hitting the alarm. Then Lord pieces together how Quinn and Barnaby are the ones who've been screwing everything up for the rest of us. Or have you got a problem with that? No, no problem. You lie. Lord, the captain asked to see if I could find out how they'd done it all. So I thought there might be a clue left in the sick bay, since Commander Quinn spent so long down there. Hey, I mean, it's your time you're wasting. Croyce and I are already at sick bay at once over, and we couldn't find anything. Well, maybe I'll just get lucky. Curse how long the elevator's taking to ride, waiting for this conversation to end before you actually arouse Haru's suspicions further. Hey. Yeah, sure. Have fun, Lieutenant. Give us a heads up if you find anything. Yeah, of course. Hara walks away, breathe a sigh of relief, but you managed to avoid any more questions about what you're doing in the sick bay and step into the elevator. It doesn't take long to reach the sick bay, and as the doors move, you move slowly and quietly into the room, scanning as soon as your eyes have adjusted to the light. No sign of the attack or no other immediate threats, you begin to walk through the room, giving everything you pass by a cursory once-over. Everything seems to be exactly as you remembered it. There's no sign that anyone had gone to the effort of cleaning up the shattered glass which covered the floor by the medicine cabinets. But the sick bay feeling grim and somber, more like a crime scene than a functional room, but you took slight solace in the hope that if the glass had been left alone, everything in the room, including any potential evidence. You huff and cross your arms. Where to begin? Let's see. Much like all the Brian glass pots of cabinets that store the various medicines and treatments have been smashed with fragments covering the floor. You do your best to avoid disturbing anything, but still manage to crunch a few pieces underfoot as you look at the broken edges of the glass remains in the cabinet doors. No blood, no fabric, nothing caught on these shards. Step back, take a better look, and hear something crinkle as you step on it. Turning back to see what you kneel down to pick it up. New shake mix. Turn to pack your hands, and you notice it's completely empty. Just like what happened on the O'Brien. I know it wasn't Cassie who killed the doctor, but since this is the same thing that happened on the O'Brien, does that mean it's the same killer? Could it be whoever's piloting that machine? It's definitely possible, but why would someone in a machine that advanced resort to killing two doctors over meal replacement pattern? Heading over to the nurse's bed, you do a quick visual review that doesn't reveal anything unusual. Despite this, you take some extra time to go over them, peering into the little nooks and crannies where the padded top joins the frame. Pay careful attention, looking for any unusual markings or damage or any signs that someone else may have been around them, aside from Cassie and the doctor. Fortunately, the only thing you can find that would be considered out of the ordinary is an empty chocolate bar wrapper stuffed under the pillow alongside with a few crumbs on the covering. Didn't need to be an expert tracker to know who would fit here. During one final investigation, check under the bed and notice a familiar purple one. Got a silent voice. Oh, this must have dropped down when they took her away. Don't worry, Cassie, I'll get this to you soon. Walk over to the edge of the surgery wing. The first thing you notice is that the typically clear glass panel lets you look inside still has frost effect reserved for patient modesty or any procedure requiring discretion. With the rest of the crew accounted for, no one would be able to do any surgery. You can only assume that was left in place because the doctor's body had been stored inside. Doctor's desk might be something helpful in there. A few scattered bottles of medication and place them on the counter. Review each one, turning them so completely sealed with no obvious relationship between them. This is one for blood pressure, either sleeping pills, some of these are antidepressants. Only one factor in common is that it looks like they were all yanked out to get to what was behind them, and that would be the appear in the back of the cupboard where all you can see is an empty cardboard tray with a product that with name printed on it. NutriShake Max, nutritional alternative, 10x2 kg. Someone wanted shake mix, I'm sure they could have just asked. There's no obvious evidence that anyone here on them aside from Cassie. I suppose Hanson must have been resting on one of these beds at some point, but there's no trace he was ever here. Stand in front of the closed doorway of the surgery wing and tapped on the frosted glass. You knocked the glass? You know the glass used some kind as a window on the bridge and was pretty much impenetrable to conventional weapons, let alone what you had at your disposal. When nearby town, would take out your card and run it through the reader. Access denied, insufficient authority. Tap in response to your pocket and your own card, this time withdrawing Cassie's. But unfortunately, you met with the same result. Saw you gently tap the base of the door with your toe of your shoe before turning away. There's got to be a way around it. It seems possible to circumvent everything on the ship in one way or another. But the chief would know something about this. Doctor's desk, probably his best bet of finding something useful. Moving around the side where Dr. Rosarium typically sat, you're relieved to find the doors are unlocked. Take a thick pile of files over the top and begin flicking through them looking for anything useful. There's got to be something here. But there's a huge number of documents within the stack of folders that you've taken more than you could easily skim through. After a few minutes, you place them down on the table and try a second drawer. This time, a small across your face, and you pull out the doctor's data pad. Jackpot. Pulling sticking it off the screen and place it back in the drawer. Again, on this spreadsheet, looking for the power button. Find and flick the switch on the back of the data pad. Watching the screen slowly illuminate as the device comes to life. The sound of a drive within it beginning to spin, letting you know it's still functional. Alright, I bet this has all the information I need. Elation is immediately wiped away as you're faced with a login prompt. Oh, come on. Place the data pad on the desk alongside pile of files, sit down the doctor's chair, place your head in your hands. I had no expectation that the endeavor would be easy, but you've been hoping that at the very least it would have been simple. Fortunately, that didn't look like the case. After a few minutes of the challenge that you were being thrown your way, realize there's nothing you can do but move forward. This can't be it. There's got to be something I can do. Long exhalation, you stand up looking around the sick bed. Come this far, you aren't going to give up yet. Maybe he wrote a password down somewhere. She's taking a look through those documents. I already know the password from the other route. Go to the doctor's desk and start looking through the files on the table. From what you can see is administrative records of medication orders, stored treatment reports, nothing that seems like it could help you log into the data pad. If the X-rays are a few scribbled amendments on some of the page, everything's printed, making it unlikely you find no password anywhere. Go to the drawer aside from some loose electronic plug, the wires on top, one is empty. Looking at the drawer, you took the data pad out, you see the sticky note you peeled off of it earlier. Is password going to be anywhere it'd be there? The device asks me to press any key to continue. Ask Karathin's location of any key, not visible on the keyboard. The doctor cannot be serious. You lay on the data pad on the table and run your hands back through your hair, letting it one long continuous growing pulsation. The device is probably the best help for Cassie and Captain Barnabas, who were generally unwell when the blackout happened, but without the password, you had no chance of accessing that information. I can't let this stop me. I've got to figure out the password. My wife's chocolate bar. Doctor's password, what could it be? That note, if there's the only thing close to a clue that wasn't actually exactly helpful. Maybe it's... Yeah, Mom, I just had a problem. typing. Okay, there we go. It was like, it was thought about it. Dr. Rosarian. That can't have been your password. I mean, you stand still, stunned. Such obvious answer this entire time. I knew he was literal, but... With a sigh, you close your eyes and pinch the bridge of your nose. Well, at least I was able to guess it. No time to stress out about standard cyber security on the ship right now. I got bigger things to deal with. Doctor's tassels looks like sorted by patient. Even timestamps and everything, that's pretty handy. Here's Cassie's. She was given sedatives at 21:22. I came by to see her at roughly 21:30. There was no way she could have attacked him just after being given sedatives, let alone kill him. This will be great at proving her innocence. I'd like to see Vanessa argue against this. Wonder if I can find anything for the captain on here too. Doctor would have visited her shortly after the blackout, so there must be something. This looks like it contains medical records for everyone on board the Gundog. If I go any further, I'll be looking at some really sensitive material, but there could be something on here that helps me. I'll need to make sure I only look at what I need to. Alright, look at all this. Here we go. I'm responsible due to alcohol-induced salgia. The captain's not going to like this coming out, but it shows she was in no condition to be much of anything when the blackout happened. That information should be helpful, proving that she didn't have anything to do with that. It definitely shows she wasn't just ignoring her duties. Not knowingly, at least. That gives me something to show that both Cass and the captain were generally out of action when the power went off. This should be all I need from his records. Gonna look at Lords. This I can show the captain was no state to be doing anything like sabotage around the time of the blackout. I noted what Sutters being, and Minister also pretty much ruled that Cassie is the doctor's killer. Thanks for being so thorough, Dr. Rosarian. Sorry I wasn't able to get to you sooner. Okay, we're in save. Oh, wrong button. As you leave the sick bay behind, you began to overhear what you found from the doctor. You began to go over what you found on the doctor's datapad and the central computer. The information recorded on the datapad shows that both Cassie and the captain were incapacitated some way or another at the time of their alleged offenses, so wouldn't have been able to do what Vanessa is accusing them of. Meaning the logs you've seen in the central computer indicated that either someone was using a fake profile to avoid being identified on the ship, access records for someone who hadn't been accounted for on the ship. Given the times you had suspicions of which was more likely. Regardless, you accomplished their plan set out earlier. It should show the two currently present officers had nothing to do with any of Vanessa was trying to pin them on. You felt confident with this information in hand. You lowered the assignment pieces, showing the rest of the crew she was wrong. And again, in addition, you found with the datapad and central computer, you had uncovered other details that helped explain what was happening. Might be worth continuing to look around the ship for more. Should I go confront Vanessa now, or should I keep looking around the ship? There's going to be some way to find out more about what's going on here. If I've taken a look around the Gundog or something I missed, it could be helpful. If I do decide it's time to confront her, then I can just head back to the bridge. Nothing outside of the ordinary. It doesn't seem like Dust has sent me any updated orders like the captain should when the assignment changes. Seems like she's not the captain she thinks she is. There's no time for reading. Until I've proven Captain Barnaby's and Cassie's innocence, I can't waste time with anything else. Just gonna check to see how I am with time. Okay, we're at an hour and a half. Those pills that Dust gave me were something else. I slept for nearly 24 hours after I took them. If I hadn't been unconscious, maybe I'd have seen Vanessa was up to something about the innocence of taking those guns. Is that part of her plan? Oh yeah, I definitely think it was part of her plan. I didn't bring anything useful for a situation like this. All those drawers have in them are fresh uniforms, toiletries, and some books. Should I turn the light off? Well, that was achieved as much as I thought it would. Let's turn it back on. Current uniform's clean today, I don't need a new one. No. See how hanging around the dark helped my investigation. Let's leave it alone. Cassie's terminal line's actually in a condition where I can use it if I need to. Hope she's doing alright, I wish I could. Wait a second. Sit down in front of the console, navigate the electronic mail function. Hoping I have a new message you've made a type. Not a long message, but you let Cassie know you're thinking of her and be sure that everything will be alright. If you get a response, you think maybe you can plan something together or find her out her side of the story. Once complete, you send the message, step away from the terminal. You'll have to check back later because pushing back the interface, see less waiting for you on the screen and waste no time opening it. Where you'd hope to see a response to Cassie said all you said was automatic notification that access had been restricted alongside a length of text advising you to content operations if you felt this was an error. Send back to stop yourself from striking the machine in frustration. Don't worry, Cassie. Not going to be this way for long. So I went to sleep, was out for nearly 24 hours, and thus I managed to arrange a mutiny under my nose. I'm not sleeping until it's dealt with. My current uniform is clean today. I don't need a new one. Okay, I'm gonna save again. I'm gonna save a lot because I'm only doing one save file for this. Turn the corridor that leads to both Cassie and Captain's rooms are immediately blocked by the two ensigns. Whoa, Lieutenant, slow down. Yeah, sorry, babe, but this area is officially off limits, understood? Can't let anyone near these dangerous prisoners, you know. Captain's orders. Ease up, you two. I'm just here on my patrol. Oh yeah? Let's bring you here. Don't you think we've got this under control? I don't. Hey, ease up on Lieutenant Romney. She's had a head injury, remember? It's kind of hard to tell, but let's give her a benefit of doubt, yeah? Maybe they don't realize how it looks for them to be sniffing around their girlfriend's quarters when she's locked up. Or are you here for something else, Lieutenant? Told you I'm just here on my patrol. So the place patrolled at night. Alright, got it. Good to see you two working so hard. Hey, it's like you've been told. We're busy keeping an eye on everything. You could probably learn a thing or two from us, Lieutenant. Tense silence passed between you and the ensigns. It's clear that they wouldn't be letting you anywhere near the set of quarters. It didn't mean there was a waste of time, though. Hansen had been in the sick bay when you were attacked. Maybe you knew something. So do you want something, or have you got to remind you that you've got a job to do? Well... What you two? I've been asking you two on your side on all this. Pretty personal question you're asking that, Lieutenant. Trying to get at something. No, just thinking that it's not exactly you guys to get along with her before. Not exactly. She get along with anybody before. She must offer you guys something pretty good. Damn straight she did. Way off this piece of crap somewhere our talents can be appreciated. Make sure to return the journey to Europa goes smoothly and the traders don't make any more trouble, and then we're back. Lord explains how we helped with a major security incident. We'll both get promotions, and then boom, we're stationed on a pushy carrier somewhere with a squadron each. Beats rotting here for the rest of the time. How'd you end up on the Gundog anyway? Same way you did. You screwed something up. I didn't. No way. You were here. If you weren't, no way you'd be here if you didn't, Lieutenant. I didn't screw anything up. Well, take it easy, Lieutenant. Shame here. Circles of trust. Circle of trust. You gotta tell her how you wound up here. Hey, like I care, dude. I was just too badass. Get real. Hey, you know, I'm telling the truth. They had me test a prototype armor frames for well, right? Putting them through their paces, pushing them off their limits. Turns out I pushed them too hard. The machines couldn't keep up, so they got rid of me. Weren't happy that I kept hitting the limits of the precious series or whatever. Yeah, now tell her what happened when an AF can't keep up with you. Yeah, whatever. Reactor went critical on one, and I realigned the thrusters and didn't let up. Had to put out, and the whole thing turned itself into space dust. The other shook itself to pieces when I did that again. Ended up sending debris flying into the support ships and nearly took out the bridge on one. They got rid of me after weapons tests went bad. I tried to beat the speed record on the target shoot. Canna ended up overheating, magazines blew, shredding the testing platform in half, a nearby observation ship. Gotta give it to the armor on those things. Nothing left but the cockpit left arm, but I made it out. That's why I'm here. Because we're sharing, Croix. You gotta tell the lieutenant why you're here. Because I got saddled with some real loser as a squad commander. Officer from the academy, no real experience, just books and simulations. Try and tell us the wrong way to fight. Told that pencil neck that I killed more AFs than he'd ever seen, and that none of the maneuvers he was pushing would work in real combat. He didn't like that. Liked even less when I tore his frame's head off in a mock battle to prove a point. That's the JCF for you. Don't want talent to outshine the ones who paid their way to the top. So what about you, Lieutenant? Since we're getting touchy-feely with the heart-to-heart, you gonna tell us what you did? Look, I'm serious. I didn't know why I was transferred here. It must have been a staffing thing. For real, Lieutenant? You gotta get over yourself, babe. You don't want to share? Whatever. Fine. I'll change the subject. What else are you after? Well... but what's going on? Yeah, I actually wanted to talk to you about everything that's been going on. Oh, you do, huh? Well, go on, Lieutenant. What's on your mind? Don't you think what's happening is weird? That there's something bigger going on? Damn right it's weird. None of us been on a ship where the captain tries to get their whole crew killed before. Totally first for me. Me too. That's not what I mean. Don't you think that's none of this makes sense? Why do you think Captain Bartimuse? Who? Captain Bartimuse, huh? Why do you think Maris Bartimuse would do all this? What's in it for her? Or Commander Quinn? Hey, who knows what that mess is up to? Maybe she's trying to kill the last two members of Flight. Finally finish the job. Croix, you can't what, Lieutenant? Seems to me she's always been on a mission to end herself and take everyone else with her. Maybe she's just sick of dying slowly and wanting to finish us all off. Royce, that's... You want to tell me I'm wrong? Forget it. But don't think that thing in our hangar is pretty weird. Couldn't this all be to do with that craft? Hey, I figure we're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lucky for you, the JCF's greatest pilot is on board. That thing tries to pull any more crap, I'll slice it to pieces before it can get out of the hangar. Hey, relax, Knight. We bet you cover it. Just leave it to us. Is that what you want it, or do you want something else? Well... Captain Lord. Are you guys really happy with Lord running the ship? What do you guys think happen when we get back to Europa Colony? Got a problem with the captain, Lieutenant? Something you want to tell us? No. I mean, I'm on your side, right? You better be. I just think, do you reckon when we get back to Colony that the higher-ups are going to go with what she's saying and happen? What if they find something that shows she's wrong on all this? Or something we don't? Nothing like that, but what if something's found? What if someone found it, something out? So Vanessa was wrong. Hey, all this point if something like that came up and get us all in hot water. It'd be easier on us if that kind of thing just disappeared, you get me? Right. But no one's gonna find anything like that because Laura's got it all figured out, means and elevation, all that stuff. We get back to Europa, they're gonna be calling us heroes for catching a traitor and capturing an enemy machine. We'll finally get promoted to squad leaders on a carrier or something. I see. Hey, I know you're probably sour because it turned out that your girlfriend's been sweet-talking military secrets out of you this entire time. I get it. We all seen how she fills out those skirts. No one would blame you. And Laura might need an attitude transplant. But what she'd figure out about Quinn and the captain, it all stacks up. Trust us. You may have needed some persuading, but you made the right decision. So, that what you want it, or you want to ask something else? Well, after a while the conversation begins to flow freely between you and the ensigns. You never expect this son to be in this kind of situation, especially not in Hansen, but despite your lingering distrust, the two of them find yourself having something that could be seen as a good time. There hadn't been any explanation that you could get any really useful information out of them, but with how things were going, you were starting to change your mind. It's still risky though. You knew they were still harboring suspicions about you, and if you pushed them too far, you might lose any goodwill you built up. Might be able to find something important though. Should I risk it? I'll ask Hansen about the attack. I tell you, that hernia spot is really sore tonight. So, Hansen. Yeah, what's up? When I was attacked in the sick bay. What are you asking about this for, Knight? Just part of my security investigation, Captain's orders, you know? Yeah, go on. I just wondered, how'd you manage to get a look at who it was Did you manage to get a look at who it was that attacked me? Come on, Lieutenant, don't be dense. Privacy effect was on, so the glass was all frosted. Everything was blurry. All I could make out was that you were getting put on your ass. Did you see any details at all? Anything that helped us identify the killer? What, you think the captain's wrong about it being Quinn? You want to have a chat with her about this? I'm just trying to be thorough. Pause briefly, considering a different approach. How are you sure it was Quinn? I mean, you didn't get a look at them, but they were definitely Quinn's height, shorter than you. Glass kind of messed with the colors on her uniform, though. Made it just look all black, like the same build. Had to be her. Saw that she was the only one there when everyone got down to sick bay. But you couldn't see that well, right? So it could have been someone else. Someone could have left. Call me a liar, Lieutenant? Oh, he pulled his fucking gun out. I actually thought it was Hansen that fucking punched us, to be honest. No, nothing like that. I just want to be totally sure about what happened, so. Captain Knight said, I saved your damn life. If I hadn't hit the alarm, your psycho girlfriend probably would have finished you off just like the dog. So maybe instead of giving me the 3rd degree, maybe you should actually thank me instead, huh? Hey, I'm sorry, I just wanted to. Asking a lot of questions for someone who said they were with the captain on her side of things. You got something you want to tell us, Lieutenant? Okay, I figured I asked. You want to be careful, Knight. I was kind of thinking you were okay, but you're making me wonder. Remember what we told you earlier. Alright, you know what? Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. With the tension suddenly higher than you'd like, you turn away and leave. Things hadn't gone well, but you knew now that Hansen hadn't actually seen Cassie attack, just something about her height and build. On top of that, he mentioned the color of her uniform. Hopefully this would be worth upsetting the two ensigns. Okay. I'm gonna check my tasks again. I'm pretty sure I went to everywhere as I can. My way into surgery ring, talk to the chief. Yeah, okay, that's the next thing. Let's talk to the chief. I'll save. No. I'm gonna go to the airlock. I haven't been there yet. Yeah, where I have a hernia in my diaphragm. And oof, with my stomach muscles sometimes. My ass. Entering the ship's airlock, you find everything as you expect. The interior door is sealed shut, spacesuits are nearly stored with the containers, and the emergency access lever remains covered by the reattachment panel. Absolutely ample around the room for well ensure what you're expected to find that might be helpful. As you turn to survey the area one more time, you toe your shoe catches on something and you're sent flying forwards. Whoa! Just manage to stop yourself from falling to the floor and gain your balance and look back towards where you've been stood. You don't immediately notice anything, but you're more confident that you tripped over something. There must be something on the floor. I should take another look around. This all looks in order. I doubt it's been touched since I had to go on my spacewalk. Could whatever it was that craft opened the airlock to try to get off the O'Brien? They must have realized they were on a ship. Why would they do it? Or was it a quick way to get rid of the crew? Too many questions. Yeah. Like seems out of the ordinary with this. It's possible to open both the airlock's doors and the terminal, so if there's something else on board, we don't need to worry about that happening on the O'Brien, on what happened on the O'Brien happening here. But then how did whoever opened doors on the O'Brien do it? Manually? 2 emergency spacesuits, as expected. There we go, hatch. Carefully head back to where you've been standing, swiping your foot back and forth over the floor in front of you, only moving forward a few inches at a time. That's not to mess anything. You almost return to your original position when you've taken back as far as your shoe catches on something that you hadn't even noticed. Kneeling down, you run your hand over a small portion of the seam slightly raised floor, you eventually find an edge, and what little purchase you have, raise it up. How long has this been here? Stand to survey the discovery from all angles. What you tripped on was clearly a hatch, but where you couldn't tell. Looking down space, that you've been revealed, you don't see anything except nondescript steel paneling and the odd length of piping or wiring. A maintenance tunnel? Keep the hatch shut and press it down with your foot. With only a little pressure, it's almost perfectly flush to the floor. I guess that explains why I never noticed it before. I wonder where it goes. I know who I could ask. Yeah, I know who we could ask too. We're gonna have to go see the chief. No way I'm touching this. I don't want these doors open until we get back to you. But even then, hopefully not until I've given Cassie on this one. Should I take a look at the stars? Yeah. You could expect them to be like, like in, Yumi Nikki and stuff like that, like Easter egg that occurs every few, a percentage of time when you look out here. I'll get you out of your quarter soon, Cassie. Won't be long until you get to see the stars again. Type of thing thought, but no thanks. I'm not going back in space by help, but I don't need these right now. Looks like maintenance tunnel something. I don't feel like one used to get the bridge when the power was out. There's no lighting in there. I better off asking about it than climbing in there myself. Okay. I think we've been everywhere as we can go. Into the airlock. We've been to the aft thoroughfare bridge. We haven't gone back to yet. Forsyth thoroughfare. Sick bay. We've been there. Let's see. I'm gonna try to trigger Handsome. Everything I found out should have enough to show everyone the best is wrong with the captain. Now time to confront him? No, I know what I'm saying. So is where I find out that might prove useful. Step into the elevator and press the button that sends towards the ship's bridge. Bob seemed to leaves you feeling queasy and think about her behavior and have the two of you alone together. We'll just sit with her a few hours. Yeah, I don't know why it's sending me up here. I selected I was sure I selected the no. So we're going to go back to that because I'm going to see the chief. Oh my, I'm tired. see that both Dalton and Chief are still hard at work adjusting the various elements of the engine's control system in an effort to get them back online. You'd hope that they had dealt with this by now, so that you wouldn't be interrupting the Chief asking your question about the terminal in the sick bay. No idea how long the process might take. You had no choice but to risk your ire. If that was the cost of proving Cassian had nothing to do with the doctor's death, it would be worth it. As you both Dalton looked down the length of the cut, see the Chief disappear in the massive machinery of the toolbox. The moment the panel drops in view, followed by a series of identified on full mechanical components. You know, with how busy her and Dalton are trying to get their engines back online, she won't appreciate distracting either of them from their work. Thankfully, it seems like she just started some serious work out of you, adult, and giving you the perfect opportunity to find more about the hatch you found in the airlock. Clear your throat, approach, hoping not to startle the jumpy young engineer. Oh, ma'am. Ease, cadet. I just came to see how everything's going. Right, well, it's okay, I think. Well, I mean, it seems like there's a problem with the, bosun injectors. I'm trying to clear them off of any residual distortion interference before we try restarting the HFDD, but it's taking longer than I thought. Is that okay? You're the expert here, Kat, not me. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Speaking of, I was hoping to borrow some of that expertise. Oh, I came across a hatch in the airlock. It's on the floor near the spacesuits. I couldn't tell where it leads since it's dark inside. Do you have any idea where it goes? Hatch in the floor. Oh, you mean the entrance to the maintenance crawlways? Maintenance crawlways? That's right. They're like the one that you used to get off the bridge when the power was out. So, where does this one lead? Well, that actually leads to a lot of areas over the Gundog. Really? Yeah, there's a whole network of them that run through the ship. They lead to different parts of the ship interior so we can work on things without even taking whole rooms apart. Just checking this. A whole bunch of places like that one in the airlock, like the hangar, engineering, all over, really. I see. So, someone's using to get around the ship without being seen. I mean, I guess, why would anyone? Don't worry about that, I'm just thinking out loud. Oh, okay. Is that everything, Lieutenant? That's it for now. Thanks for assistance with that. You've been really helpful. Oh, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Don't sweat it. You can hear the sound of Chief's frustrating muttering growing louder in distance, acutely aware of the potential score in your face if you were to get caught distracting Dalton's slide. It's time to get moving. Well, it looks like the Chief might need you soon. I'll leave you to it. Thanks again, Dalton. Oh, sure. Okay, Chief. Hesitate for a brief moment as you approach the Chief, who's currently elbow deep in some mechanical element of the engine. Just check to make sure that we're not getting close to it. Okay, we got 9 minutes. Okay. Hesitate for a brief moment as you approach the Chief, who's currently elbow deep in the mechanical element of the engine. It's her lying on her face on the floor beside her and accompanied by an assortment of components. The frustration at the engine's failure to restart is almost tangible. A sense of exasperation hangs in the air around her. You knew seriously took her work and how little she appreciated being interrupted, but if you didn't ask her how you didn't know when you get another chance. Without her help, there was no getting into the surgery wing to examine the doctor's body for evidence of who his killer really was. Take one long breath, hold it, and then release it as you draw yourself up to your full height, hoping that by putting on an air of confidence you'll be better received. What the hell is wrong with this Bosun glow? Injectors shouldn't have any issue maintaining the required input, so why? Chief, I know you're busy, but maybe the input from the plotter isn't reading right. Bosun volume could be too low, too. Chief. Damn it, Lieutenant, I'm right in the middle of something. It can wait. Sorry, Chief, but this can't. I need... What do you need? There's more important to get your ship moving again. But if I don't... Bite your lip at the Chief's response. There's no point in trying to be subtle about things right now. Either the Chief would help you, or she wouldn't. But first you need her to stop and listen. I'm trying to prove Commander Quinn the captain innocent, and I need your help. Chief looks beyond you and towards Dalton. Turn to and see the cadet still at his previous position, absorbed in his work. Before you can look back, her side she grabs you by your upper arm, dragging you down the gangway and out of sight. Run that by me again, Lieutenant. I said, I'm trying to prove Commander Quinn and the captain innocent. And I'll need your help. I was hoping my head was too far into that transfer conduct to hear you properly. But guess I was right. What's with this nonsense, Lieutenant? If Lord hears about this, both of us will get thrown out of an airlock. I mean, Chief. I mean it, Chief. We both know that Lieutenant Lord's doing isn't right. If I don't prove what's really going on, then the time we get back to your local colony, Captain Barnaby, the commander could be facing execution. If I can show everyone she's wrong, then we can get everything back to how it should be. You think it'll be that easy, Lieutenant? Chief, look, I know it sounds crazy, but right now we're doing along with what Lord's been doing because we're scared of what the ensigns might do if we don't. But if I can prove everything that Vanessa is to everyone that Vanessa is wrong, the whole crew will know they're the ones in charge as traitors when we get back. But the ensigns won't stand up to her then. After that, I get Captain back in command and Lord gets locked up where she belongs. You don't think she's right about all this, do you? Chief stays silent for longer than you like, her glare piercing right through you, so intense that you'd feel like it might burn you away. Eventually she breaks her focus on you, releasing a long, tired sigh. Listen, Lieutenant, I know about you and Quinn, but right now, I've got a ship to get back to Europa, and Chief, I understand you wouldn't want to get involved, but you're damn straight I don't want to get mixed up in this. Chief, I need you. This ship needs me, Lieutenant. Why good getting that gun dog back to Europa if half the crew's going to wind up dead when we get there? Best case scenario, the captain and commander get put on trial for something they didn't do. Worst case, whoever's in the hangar now reactivates and tears the ship to pieces because the pilots who should be keeping an eye on it are too busy playing prison guard. Which is more important, Chief, the ship or the crew? I don't need much, Chief. Please, just your help to get into the surgery ring so I can look for evidence to prove that Commander Quinn didn't kill Dr. Rosario. Get caught, that's my fault. I won't tell anyone you had anything to do with it. Please. Your heart feels like it's hanging above a cliff edge as you watch the Chief's eyes dart back and forth, conflicting thoughts she's having clear on her face. Deep inside, you get a feeling of anticipation begins to rise, but you quickly subdue it. You're faced enough difficulty so far on the ship they knew to temper your expectations. What do you say you need it, Lieutenant? Hope that you've been suppressing explodes like a geyser and relief flows through you. Thanks, Chief. I knew I'd count on it. Slow down there, Knight. I'm not going to go along with whatever scheme you're cooking up just like that. I know you're one of the good ones, but I got my own back to watch out for. So what are you planning? Right, of course. All I need your help is getting into the surgery wing on the sick bay. I can't get in using my key card, so I'm guessing access is limited. Is there anything I can do, like use a PST? The room's probably locked to Rosario's key card. Maybe the captain's his card isn't around. You're not going to get in using the PST. Thinking about it, it's just a standard access terminal though, so... You serious about this, Lieutenant? Of course, I wouldn't be asking if I wasn't. Gonna prove it? What? Ask if you're gonna prove it to me. I got that, but... what do you mean? I like your spunk, Lieutenant. You've done good work so far looking at everyone aboard the Gundog. Like hell we have. But if I'm putting my ass on the line, helping you out, I've gotta know you're committed to doing this. I don't agree with what Lord's done, but I don't have a death wish either. So I'm gonna need to see something that shows me you mean business. So sure, what were you? A gun. A gun? Yeah, that's right. I still got my electroshock weapon, Chief, shouldn't that? Not that toy, Lieutenant. A real gun. Yeah, I'm gonna stop recording right now because it's getting close to the hour, and then I'll start again.